Ephesians 3:20 says, "Now to him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, according to his power that is at work within us." This verse is part of a doxology, a hymn of praise, concluding the first half of Paul's letter to the Ephesians. It declares God's ability to exceed expectations in responding to prayer and working within believers. The verse emphasizes God's limitless power, highlighting his capability to go beyond what we can request or conceive. This boundless ability is rooted in divine nature, not external resources or circumstances. The key phrase, "according to his power," points to the source of this extraordinary capability, which is God's inherent power. This power is not distant or detached. It operates within us, suggesting a personal and intimate involvement in believers' lives through the Holy Spirit. This intimacy means that the extraordinary workings of God are not just for observation, but are a dynamic part of the believer's existential experience. Believers are encouraged to have confidence in the effectiveness of their prayers, knowing they can approach God with bold expectations. This assurance should broaden the scope of their prayers and the depth of their faith. Understanding the immensity of God's power and his willingness to use it on behalf of his people helps believers trust more fully in his providence and care, especially in situations that appear insurmountable. This verse also motivates believers to depend more deeply on the Holy Spirit for guidance, strength, and inspiration in all aspects of life. Recognizing that God's power is at work within them can profoundly impact how believers live and act, encouraging a life that relies on divine strength rather than personal capability alone. This partnership with God is foundational for living a faith-filled life that actively seeks to align with divine purposes and achieve impactful results. Comment limitless as we reminded of God's inherent power. May this verse be with you today as you walk with God. Follow and subscribe as we share a verse each day and break down what God is communicating to us